Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Overland Bonfire, brought to you by Blue Ridge Overland Gear and Matt, because he is Blue Ridge Overland Gear. Hey, you might notice we're back to 3 chairs, right? It's been a minute because we just added a new team member. You're what, like 3.5 hours in?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
So this is
we're sticking him in front of the camera straight.
yeah, trial by fire. That's how we do things here. But Logan has just joined the team. He's going to be helping us out with video and photo content, obviously the podcast. And
He's the new and improved CT.
Yeah.
Just kidding, CT. We still love you.
Actually, we did benchmark for like strength testing, like some squats and pull-ups this morning. So I mean, yeah. So today we're going to get to know him a little bit more and let our listeners and viewers get to know him a little bit more. As always, if you like the podcast, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, drop us a review on your podcast platform.
If you don't like it, please hang up now.
Yeah.
Whatever that.
No one's making you watch.
And on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Look at that. We got started.
We got it in at the beginning. A lot of times
Yeah.
we save that for the end, which is really counterintuitive.
Because it's only the last 4 people.
Yeah. And they've already subscribed.
We don't have the VIPs, right?
Yeah.
We still need our VIP board. We've got that on order and it's
Yeah.
coming. I like that happened today.
Like off frame, it'll be Josh, Dusty,
No, we're
Steve.
totally going to put it right
Oh,
here.
nice. There we
right
go.
here. And we're just going to keep a running list
Yeah.
of the 5 people, 3 people that make
We'll
it
have to
the
like
end.
have a code word at the end of the episode and be like,
It'll be like
or
the
a
secret
riddle.
decoder ring
Yeah,
from Christmas
Drink-
Christmas Story.
yeah,
when
Drink
the,
More Ovaltine, yeah.
Drink More Ovaltine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
No, I think that's we need a decoder ring. I don't know.
the
why
BROG
we don't have
decoder
one
ring.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can whip one out of like balsa wood and leather or something.
Yeah.
Somebody can carve it. You're a carver. We can
just carving rings now.
Yeah, we carve because I mean they only got to make 4.
That's
so.
true. Yeah. One size fits all.
Yeah.
Well, hey. So,
I think Cam can make it.
oh yeah, getting squared up there. Oh yeah, you are not that weird.
Oh, look at that. I'm back. Nobody wants to see me anyway. I don't know how this machine works.
And for the people that are only listening, Matt's adjusting his mic.
Yeah.
If you're not viewing, so Logan, we'll kind of rehash a little bit of what we talked about at dinner last night. You know, where you're from, cool trips you've done, what you're into, stuff like that.
Not cool trips you've done. We don't care.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those too. Yeah.
So first off, like you're local now, but you grew up in the region. Tell us a little bit about where you come from.
Yeah, I grew up in West Virginia, near Charleston, and came to Central Virginia to go to college. Met my wife here and have been here since. So, Appalachia since I was born, but
Nice.
newer. I've been here for like 10 years now. No, longer than that now. I graduated 10 years ago, so like 14 years.
Oh, nice, yeah.
The area now.
Yeah, from one side of the Blue Ridge to the other.
Yeah.
Cool. And so if you are like some really, really dedicated viewers / followers of Blue Ridge and some of our friends, you may actually recognize Logan. Like if there's somebody out there going
my gosh,
man, this dude looks familiar.
There's a very small chance, but it's possible.
Yeah. So tell us about I guess that was your first experience with like overlanding.
Yeah, actually, CT called me. Man, when was it? Was that 2 years ago? Must have been
2 or 3.
2 or 3 years ago, and asked me to join him in filming a trip for Mountain State overlanding.
Yeah.
And so we went and we did Potts Mountain Jeep Trail. And so, yeah, I was on that. I ended up in that video a couple times. You could know me from there if you happen to... Again, if you happen to stick around to the end, definitely, because I know I was in the end of that one.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, if you're like a really dedicated fan to Jason and his crew, and you were like, man, this guy looks familiar, there you have it.
And that's why. That's
Yeah.
why. 'Cause we've seen him
Yeah.
on video before.
So hey, you were telling us like not just like outdoorsy, some backpacking and stuff, like some pretty serious. I mean, you've done some like a 14er, some AT stuff. Any like that really stand out?
the first time that I went on a real backpacking trip was in the Alps. I was not prepared. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I had a pastor at my church who was a former, what's it called? Outward Bound. My pastor was an Outward Bound guy. He invited me on this trip to Switzerland, and I was like, of course I'm going to go, you know.
Yeah, right.
And I trust that he knows what he's doing. I did not know what I was doing. It was... I didn't understand what elevation would do to you, how cold it got up there. Yeah, so that was my introduction, and though I suffered, I loved it. So done more of it since then.
Yeah, that's how you jump in with both feet. Like first backpacking. Oh, the Alps.
It was
those mountains are really old.
Early skiing in think Austria or Switzerland one time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was not particularly good at it. It wasn't bad.
Like they had warned me about the elevation, and I knew it was going to be strenuous hiking.
Yeah.
But I had no category for the fact that it was going to be 20 degrees colder at the top of the mountain than it was. So I was dressed for the base levels of all of those places.
You've got a lot of cool video experience, but one that I thought, seems like just like overflowing fountain of good stories is your work on a certain reality show.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can say.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I can say, but I've done some work on reality TV shows about. One of them I've worked on is about making liquor in rural areas. You can take
close to us.
Yeah, take some guesses, but yeah, that was. There are a lot of good stories from that. I've seen some interesting things and met some very colorful characters. Yeah.
So. Totally understandable that you can't divulge too much of that, but that sounds like a good teaser for folks if you ever want to come to some of our events.
In person, yeah.
Yeah, that may be a good around the campfire at the rooftop tent rally kind of story.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm trying to think here. Yeah, we're going to drill you. Hey, we really needed a podcast recorded, and he was new and handy. So
he was new and handy.
I found out this morning that I would be in the seat today.
Yeah. So. I would say something about like suffering. We've talked about like trips going wrong. Yeah. Tell us a good type 3 fun, like where it was pretty low fun until you got back home.
We break things up into like type 1 where everything goes well and it's not that exciting.
Not that memorable.
Has anyone ever had that?
Type 2 is like we have a lot of trips that are, and type 2 is sort of a little bit of sketch, but nothing crisis and mild stories. And then the type 3, the near death sort of,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we try to keep it to type 2.5. It's kind of where we land.
Yeah, so the one that comes to mind is actually the Switzerland trip. Again, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. One day, it was just like the most miserable day. It was rainy, and we were up in this mountain pass that looked like you were on another planet. You're above tree line. It's just rocks.
Yeah.
It was gnarly. And again, I just don't know what I'm doing at all. I wasn't prepared for this. I don't even have a rain jacket, I don't think.
Oh,
so wow. It was bad.
Really underprepared.
Actually, you know what? I did have a rain jacket, but I didn't have rain pants.
Are you still friends with the fellow?
Oh, yeah.
Because we should kick him in the shin when he comes by next.
No, he's...
Let me know. Because maybe he should have given you a little bit of guidance on that.
Yeah, I think they tried. I think I was young and dumb. I was pretty young at the time.
You just take people on first time backpacking trips and would literally the day before make them bring their bag.
Yeah. No one was doing that. No one was doing that.
Pull everything out. No. Yes, you need that. No. Yes.
Go get one of these.
Yeah.
So anyway, no preparation. Didn't know what I was getting myself into. We end up in this mountain pass. Everyone's miserable, and it starts raining harder, and we have to pass this. We have to cross this stream up in this mountain pass, and it was like a glacial stream.
Oh.
And we somehow our party got split up. 2 of the guys that were with us, which we didn't. We had some conversations later in the night after this because they just buzz on through and keep going.
Oh.
But someone else is 15 minutes behind us and we're waiting for them to catch up. So the guy I was with and I wait for this other guy to catch up. And by that point, the rain has melted off and the stream has raised.
Yeah.
And so as we go through, it's thigh deep.
Yeah.
Glacial stream. And I just I had no preparation. I was not dressed for it. It's probably 45 degrees.
Yeah.
And so the rest of that day, all I knew is someone had warned me that hypothermia was
a
thing, and that if you just kept moving, it would keep you safe. So it's don't stop. Don't stop for the rest of the day. So that was my first backpacking trip and first time thinking I could die.
Yeah, it's a bad place for it. Because, I've had some fell through the ice scares, but there's no trees there. So you're not going to start a fire to dry off your pants.
Right.
The nearest trees.
Right. 100%.
Yeah. 1,500 feet below you or whatever.
Yeah. No, certainly have been lost in the woods in the winter a few times.
Yeah.
Plenty of gear, not in a crisis. Just it's dark. I have no idea where I'm at. The sun's lit up and I'm lost.
Yeah.
Time to shut her down.
Funny enough, the time that I did fall through the ice.
Break out the emergency bourbon and let's go to bed.
With the fire going, some people walked up on me and 2 buddies on that trip, and they were in tennis shoes, athletic pants. They didn't have any food. They drank all their water. it was like, man, I thought I was having a bad day. Like, here's a peanut butter sandwich and some coffee that we made, like,
Right.
while we're waiting for my pants to not be a solid stovepipe. Like, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like cycling is the crazy thing for me because the most I've ever gone on a bike is like, I don't know, like 30 miles, and I thought I was going to die. It was the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, I try not to do anything that doesn't carry at least 2.5 gallons of gas. I have
Wait,
a pretty steadfast
or
rule.
like a
Well,
certain
we have
size battery.
not figured out the battery math
Yeah.
to 2.5 gallons of gas, but at some point we will. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm going to figure that math out just so I know.
I just heard that Cake that started out making the little like electric dirt
I
bike.
just had some cake, so are we?
Yeah,
this
well,
is a
similar.
different- okay, similar.
But
to that.
they're. Do you remember those? Like,
German chocolate's what I just had. So do they make one in German chocolate?
I mean, like a brown cake bike would look cool, but
Yeah.
they're going out of business. That's kind of a bummer because they had like some pretty aggressive, like true dirt bike style electric bikes. But and they've been around for a while, like in the grand scheme of electric bike companies.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, just saw they filed for bankruptcy. Yeah.
Huh.
So-
Yeah, no, I don't.
That's one I'll never forget. I saw one going down a highway once.
Really?
And yeah, and we were eating at a restaurant that had like picnic tables outside right on the road, and had the most strange, like, is my perceptions failing me? Because I like see this guy coming on a bike
Yeah.
and there's no noise.
Yeah.
And as he went by like maybe 15, 20 yards, you could literally hear the tires like crunching on the pavement.
So we did a trip in Vermont with a dude who was on an electric bike on
Yeah.
part of that trip, and that was
It was
interesting. Yeah, and this was like it appeared like something they had converted. You
Oh,
know,
really?
Like they had taken a
yeah.
a Honda 250 something
Yeah.
and strapped a bunch of batteries in it and put a motor to it, and
Yeah.
and I don't. That's probably what it was because these guys were kind of interesting, but
Yeah.
no, that was a weird.
Yeah.
That was a weird deal.
The cake
Most
bikes are
electric
cool.
cars in general, I think, are a little like
Did-
I can't quite figure them out.
I may be late to the game. Maybe you guys have talked about this on here, but did you guys see the doc series Long Way Down?
So I haven't watched that one. That's the last one, right?
Yeah.
Of the trio? No. That's where they took the Rivians and the Pan Ams.
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think I've watched maybe an episode or two of it.
Yeah.
Like when they're getting started. I've watched Long Way Around, Long Way Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought that wasn't the other one about what's his name, the doing the Dakar. Wasn't that is that the third one? Dakar rally.
Oh, so maybe it's the fourth one.
I think there's Long Way Around,
That's
Long
the
Way
first one.
Up,
Long Way Up, and then Long
Long
Way
Way Down. It may be a related. I don't know if.
Yeah, what's
Charlie doing the-
Charlie?
I think it's Charlie.
Yeah,
But anyway, yeah, that was.
that's
Charlie
where
was
they had-
actually the only reason I think I'd watch that. Charlie
They
was
had
most
the
entertaining
prototype
whole thing.
Rivians and
Yeah.
the Pan Ams. And
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, just for the technology side of it. Like they're taking the Rivians, and the Rivians don't have dashes yet.
Yeah, they're like,
They're like exposed wires with switches and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like Land Rover.
yeah.
It's like
But at the
like
beginning
a
of
Land
its
Rover that
life,
you're actually
yeah.
going to get through the woods. You got to
Yeah.
take all that shit out so you can get to the parts you need to.
yeah. I think out of all the electric bikes,
That's my favorite Land Rover quote is, "Oh, that's maintenance." What? That's
Yeah,
just broke. Like, no, that's a maintenance thing. That's why you leave all the screws out of the shifter so you can get down in there and maintenance that. What?
yeah,
So yeah, no, I've been on some trips where I've been like, "What are you doing?" Oh, it's maintenance. It's maintenance. That shit's
unscheduled.
yeah. Like, I don't understand. Like, I forgot how many thousand miles do you take the transmission cover off of this thing?
Yeah.
And try to put your shifter back in. Like, what's the math on that?
The book on that must be huge.
right,
All
it's
your
kind
little
of
entries.
right.
But the Upco's,
Wait,
I just think those are.
Are you
cool.
tracking this so that
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
knows that you did the
maintenance
the
tracker
shifter
app?
maintenance?
Yeah,
the
it's just like
shifter
scrolling
maintenance,
and.
right.
But have you seen the Upco bikes? So they don't
No.
look like a motorcycle. They almost look like a moped. But the batteries are like down between your feet, and they're 2-wheel-drive.
Oh.
And in my experience, for one, those things scoot. I mean, it's kind of you like hit the throttle.
Yeah.
And two, all the weight is so low. Like you'd have to be really trying to lay one down. Like I've had one on gravel, like at pretty good speed, leaning, and it's
And
just
stayed
like
with it.
it feels like it's glued to the road. Yeah.
Huh.
And they're kind of cool industrial,
All right,
like
yeah, you're getting me past my 2.5 gallons of gas
Yeah.
thing. I guess
pipe frame. You can get racks, like
I gotta
big
figure it
racks
out,
for them.
Yeah, we got to
that's
figure
cool.
out the math. If anybody has that math, I'd love.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see it.
Any electrical engineers can tell us like here's 2.5
Yeah,
gallons of
Dustin,
gas.
Don't you have this figured out? Shouldn't you?
Yeah.
You gotta, you know.
Get our
with-
Starlink
with
figured out
wires
first,
and
and
stuff.
then figure this out.
Yeah, that's true. If you could get our Starlink,
Actually,
and then do
Dustin, I
this
hope by
math.
the time you listen to this, we've already figured out our Starlink.
Well, that would be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we need your truck for a video.
Yeah, I'll call you later. Which is funny because not only is this going to come out in a week and over a week, Dustin also is notorious for listening to these late. So he's going to be like, I already did that. We already talked about that. Yeah. So,
We appreciate you, Dustin. We really do.
no, we'll get you on the bike thing. Like, I've been trying to find somebody to go ride the High Bridge Trail with me.
Okay.
And
Get you on the bike thing. He's like, I hate biking.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you on the bike thing. You know,
It's 31 miles end to end. It's kind of a big bowl, so there's a lot of that's downhill. I mean,
the problem is there's a lot of that that's uphill.
Yeah.
And there is no 2.5 gallons of gas.
And there's a comically huge bridge that should inspire you. I mean, it's like almost a mile long.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, anything else we should know? Anything other than
what's your favorite Blue Ridge Overland gear product?
he doesn't even know what
I know generally what they make, but I don't know the product list yet.
We're gonna take them into inventory. And
That's
quiz them right after this.
Yeah.
That's the next move. You're talking about EDC stuff. I don't even know what any of them are specifically, but I've seen a couple bags in there that I've been like, for camera gear on set, I would be tempted to use some of those.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Like even our speakeasy bag, we've had some folks using that already because I mean it's padded, like way more padded than most stuff we make, and like it's good for drone cases or like gimbals or things like that because it's relatively flat pack, double zipper, gives you good access to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did one of those too. You missed out if you're listening to this.
They'll be back.
They'll be back again. Yeah, everything comes back, it seems like.
Well, on that note, that may be a good segue for the folks that hang around to the end. We've got a few things coming up.
Email us for your Dakota ring. That's what I'm saying.
Regular spare tire bags. Those will be out
right now
after this episode.
Oh, sorry. Spare tire bags.
Yeah.
Not Dakota rings. We're going to send you a Dakota ring in your spare tire bag.
Yeah, there we go.
If you message us.
Matt Folios coming back for a limited run.
Yeah.
The ever popular Matt Folio. And
Dakota rings probably go better with a Matt Folio, honestly.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
and then we're going to drop some products in a brand new material, a camouflage pattern. We got a poll on Instagram right now, but that will be at the end of the month.
And again, you missed out on the poll.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this.
At the point that this is live, I really hope we figured out which pattern. So, yes. But be on the lookout for that. First time ever, some camo Blue Ridge Overland gear.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. Maybe.
Don't drop it in the woods. So.
Right. Don't drop it in the woods because you're going to lose your shit. Well, good. Anything else fun we got?
I think that's it. Logan's new. Matt Folio's regular spare tire bags.
We are working on a public VIP list that we can write names on the board.
Right here.
Well, at least, it's going to be right.
Trying to think who's on it so far. I know we got Dustin.
Dustin's got to be there, yeah.
Steve's on it.
Yeah.
Josh is on it. I think Mike has been listening.
Mike has been pretty committed, yeah.
And I feel like Bobby. And Giorgio. Yeah.
Well, I got 6. There's 6 of you that listen to this.
Yeah.
Holy
I mean, I feel like that's 6 that have expressed.
We've probably doubled our listenership here in the last
in
the last few months. So if you are staying to the end, let us know because we're
drop a comment. Tag us on Instagram
if you made it this long, so you can get your Dakota ring.
Yep.
Your I don't know what we need the Dakota ring for something that would be actually entertaining.
Yeah.
We're gonna build a Dakota ring, I swear. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, we'll call it. We'll be back in a couple weeks, and
hopefully a couple weeks.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We're gonna make it. All right.
Thanks everybody
for staying till the end. Goodbye.
Yeah.